Welcome to Christmas Light Installer University, Session 3, how to bid a job, upselling, and when and where to use hot glue. In case you have to leave or you lose your internet connection, just rest assured knowing that we are going to record these sessions and you can pick up at any time where you left off. So let's get started right down into the meat. Let's go right to bidding a job, and that always starts with your mini lights. So let's see here. How do you learn how to install mini lights? I say the easiest way to learn how to bid a job and install mini lights is just go to someone's house, go to your house, go to a friend's house, and then just get a whole bunch of boxes of mini lights and just start doing it yourself and get just a tiny bit of experience. There's nothing better than just like being able to just eyeball a tree or eyeball a shrub and knowing how many bulbs are going to go in that, how many boxes of 100 you're going to use on a shrub. General rule of thumb, if you have a typical landscape shrub about the size of a little bit bigger than a basketball or something, that's like one box of 100, a 100 count mini light. So got a whole lot of shrubs or something twice the size of a basketball. That's kind of my rule of thumb that I tell my guys. Basketball, one box of shrubs. Box of shrubs, you catch that? It's good stuff. All right, so on the tree, say you got a real skinny tree, it's about 12 foot tall, some new landscaping, new construction, new neighborhood or something. About a 12-foot tree, real skinny, something about like that. I would use about 8 boxes of mini lights in that tree. But if you're going with like a full-size adult live oak or something like that, you could use 25 to 50 boxes of tree in that tree. And if you do something huge like that, remember that if you got 25 boxes of mini lights, you're going to, of course, use one timer and one whole entire breaker. So you're going to have to, if you have a huge tree, just make sure you got enough power. A couple breakers per tree if you have to. Let's see. Trees, like I said, small tree, we charge a minimum of like $80 if you're doing just a small, brand new kind of landscape tree. You got cost involved with not only your lights, you got extension cords and butt plugs, So for a box of mini lights, we charge like $9 a box. At least triple your cost, if not more than that. Our costs if you go to Walmart, you go down to Walmart and buy a box of mini lights, you're going to pay like $2. If you can sell them for $9, you'll make some profit in there. If you're bidding on, let's go over to bidding on roof lights. Roof lights, down here in Texas, our cost to profit, we charge about $2 to $2.50 for doing some roof lights, and $2.50 per linear foot. So you saw this graphic earlier. Let's show it again. The graphic is going to show. Okay, the graphic shows how you take your measuring wheel and you walk across the grass and you kind of measure out the front face, or you can look and see the ridge lines. We're going to charge about $2.50 per linear foot that measuring wheel clicks off. So, okay, well that's about 5 times the cost, 5 times whatever you're paying. So if your cost is a little bit more for you northeastern guys, 5 times whatever you're paying, you should give yourself some room there for some profit. Always take into account that you're going to leave some spares there at the house. Say you do a few hundred feet of roof lights, you want to leave a few there for them just in case the homeowner wants to screw in their own fresh light bulbs if they burn out. Else it might save you 1 trip or 2 for some tech support throughout the year, throughout the season. Let's see. There we go. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is wreaths and garlands. Okay, wreaths and garlands, it's an awesome way for doing some upselling. Wreaths and garlands, you're just going to take a wreath, you're going to drill a hole in some mortar, and when you do that, I hate to drill a hole in some mortar if it's like a really visible place. What I like to do is if it's like right at somebody's front door, say you're putting up some garland or something around their door, I would like go right behind a brick or something where it's kind of offset or it's a little deeper or something. Find that good spot so where when you drill it, it's not like totally visible and in your face. Up there on the top when you're doing a wreath, it's so far away from anybody that nobody's ever going to see that stuff anyways. And what we do is we get our masonry bit in our drill, and don't be all wiggling around. Make sure you got a stable platform to drill with, and you drill into that sucker, being as straight as possible. You don't want to get a wallered out hole or anything, because bigger the hole, the harder. I mean, you got to have something big to put in there to hold it fast. So drill your hole, get it nice and straight in there, and about that deep, a couple inches. And then you're going to put an insert in there, a metal insert. Don't use that rubbery plastic stuff that you would use in sheetrock or something. You're going to use a mortar insert, so where you're going to put like a lag bolt or something. You're going to put a lag bolt in there. It's going to spread that open, make you a really firm grip in there. And then so that way when you're hanging your, depending on what size wreath you're using, it could weigh quite a bit. So when the wind's all blowing and stuff, it's going to be nice and secure. Usually just one anchor will do for a wreath, and of course, if you're using garland, anytime it takes a corner, like going up and over, or if you're doing an arch, you might use like an anchor here, one here, one here, one here, just to make it look like it's still an arch. You don't want to be like all looking all jagged and stuff. Let's see, what else? Let's talk about timers. Whenever you're using timers out there, yesterday we showed you a little bit about using those solar timers, which are great. Solar timers are great because, like I said, if the power goes off or something like that, they reset themselves there because they're switched on with the solar power and stuff. What I have here is another kind of timer. This is a mechanical timer, so it's got its own little built-in clock here, and we got a red and we got a green. So of course, green got lights. When we go to red, of course, it kicks them off for you. So then it's got a little dial, and you just kind of set whatever the current time is. Clock starts ticking when it gets around to, say, 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Whenever it starts to get twilight, pow, they come on. So we sell these things for, it's an easy upsell. You got these in the truck. It takes no added labor. So you're going to pay maybe $20 for these. Sell them for like $50 because a customer just loves to have these. They don't want to go out and flick switches all day long. And for some reason, they don't want to go down and to the local hardware store and buy their own timers. And you got them on the truck. It's easy. It's ready to go. You got the best timers because what you're going to look for is it's got its own little breaker. This is a little breaker right here. So this is going to pop before something in the house pops. So it's added safety, I think. It's just another backup to the backup to the backup. So breakers will pop. They're set for this one right here. It is 1800 watts. So you can run quite a bit through that sucker, right? So it's got 6 outlets. It's got a rain cover on it, and it'll have a lawn stake, so you can stake that right into the ground. But that's an easy upsell. $50, and you just made 30 just for saying, hey, I got a timer. You want it? Sure. You can probably sell at least 2 of these on the house. So customers love those, and you're going to love them too because it makes your job a lot easier. Because if you get a tech support, you just tell the customer, hey, just go outside. There's timer. Just punch that breaker, reset your clock, and you're good to go. And so they usually like knowing that that's the first place they got to look for is those timers. Of course, solar timers, they don't have breakers, and they reset themselves. So that's kind of even better. Okay, so we just talked a little bit about upselling as well. Let's see. The best way to do, easy way to do upselling is to use pictures and videos any chance you can get, because a picture is worth a 1,000 words and a video is worth 1,000,000. So if you have an iPad or an iPhone and you have a slideshow on there and some photos or something like that, use a video any chance you can. And here, look at some of these pics right here. So first we're going to show you some pics and show them some wreaths here. Everything looks great, but now we got some wreath pictures. Wouldn't that look great up on your house? And here's how we do trees. Here's how we do ground stakes. Any little here. How about some garlands? And then you can show them custom garlands, all that kind of good stuff. So give them a good picture of what you can offer them. They can't always just visualize what you can do for them. So you got to really just put it out there and sell the dreams, sell the design. You don't want to sell them just to sell them and sell them the price. You got to show them your vision. Easiest way to do that is with some pictures. Love the iPad. I can't stress it out enough. I can't stress it enough. Use that iPad. Let's see here. Talking about upselling and making sure your customer gets all that they need. All you got to do is, you can point out some areas that, yeah, we designed this and everything. I know this is what you want. Have you thought about this one tree over here? Or did you, we forgot about this group of shrubs. It might appear to be like a dark spot at night. It looks good during the day. We kind of got a good idea of what we're doing here, but I really think this area over here could use some light. It's going to be a bit of a dark spot. It's, and it's true too. So you got to make sure that your customer really sees the big picture. Okay, let's talk about hot glue. Boy, there's been some stuff guys do with hot glue, both good and bad. First, I want to show you what not to do. And the easiest way to do that, picture's worth 1,000 words. I got another picture for you. This is a house that I drove by it the first time and I was like, wow, phenomenal job. That contractor really rock and rolled at this house. And you can see the hot glue going up and down this porte-cochere or carport, whatever you want to call it. Really great job. Okay, that is stucco. Okay, oohs and ahs. Who knows what stucco is? It's basically, I guess you'd call it, I don't know, it's a fiber or something. You paint on it, it's a little hard. When you put hot glue on stucco, it'll stick really good. That's great news for putting it up. But when you take it down, you're going to remove the stucco. Yes, so this house looks great right now. But during removals, you go back and then you see these little quarter places all over the side of this building where it's just peeled the stucco off. Stay away from stucco. Do not hot glue on stucco. Good info. Don't do it. Another thing you don't want to do is you'll see sometimes people have picture windows and stuff, and you don't want to put hot glue on top of a picture window. It's usually tin or copper or something like that. What it'll do is, first of all, it's only going to stick for a short amount of time, and if it's on copper, it'll also discolor it because there's a little bit of a, what do you call it on copper when it changes color? It gets a little oxidation or whatever. So whenever you remove it, all of a sudden you got these little quarter things and they're like basically permanent stains in that, so don't do it. Just say, I'm sorry, we can't do that because this is why. And they'll say, oh yeah, you're right, I don't want you to do it. So don't worry, you're not going to lose the job for telling the customer it's not in their best interest. Customer says, okay, this is off of upselling. I just want to give you a heed of warning. Customers are always going to want you to use their lights. You don't know what kind of condition these lights are. You'll bid a job out and it'll be, say you bid a $1,000 job. It's like, wow, that's great. This is exactly what my contractor did last year. And I got all the lights. How much to do it with my lights? Well, first of all, if you can, talk them out of it and use all fresh lights. Or at least lights that you own because you can control their quality. I say heck no. If it's not my lights, I just tell them no, straight up. And if they want to use me, which I believe that we are the best company here in Dallas, and so they're kind of, if we can get to them, they're pretty lucky. So I say heck no, we're going to use our own lights, and we only lease lights anyways. So I can control those lights. I can put them in my environment all year long. I can be sure that whenever I put them up next year, that they're going to be high quality. But if for some reason you guys decide that you're going to go ahead and take that job, do not tell them that you can give them a guarantee all season long, because you can't guarantee the quality of their lights, especially how many years old are those lights. You have no idea, and most of the time they're going to be like, yeah, I use this on my other house. I just moved here, but they'll fit. Always plan that you're going to have to replace 25 to 30 to 40% of their lights. It's not going to be good. If you take their lights and you want to give them a discount, if you're working with roof lights, C9s or C7s or something like that, and you got 100 linear feet on the roof, I might discount them like $25 per 100 feet. I wouldn't discount them anything above that at all. If they have their own timers, of course, I wouldn't sell them their timers again or something. And if they bought lights from me last year and they paid for those timers, even though they rent them to me, I'm not going to keep charging them for the same timer over and over. If we have to replace it, I'll probably if we pull it out of the box and it don't work, I'll upcharge them at that time or something. But let's see here. So on mini lights, say they got a big old box of mini lights or something like that. I don't even really think mini lights are useful for more than a season or two anyway. I'm not going to give anybody a discount for mini lights. I don't care if we use 50 sets of mini lights in one tree and it looks like spectacular. They're paying full price for me every year because I'm just going to count that squirrels are going to chew them up. They're only going to last a certain amount of time, a lot of wind, a lot of stress on those things. 30% are guaranteed to fail. In my opinion, 30% are going to probably fail. So, you know, I just don't discount any mini lights. I don't care what they look like. And usually if a homeowner has mini lights, they wrapped them all up. They're kind of a loose ball, and they throw them in a basket, and they think that you're going to sort through it and untangle them. If I look at somebody's lights and they're not stored properly, they're not in a tight ball of yarn like when you wrap up some mini lights. You know, when I take mini lights down from a tree, I take them down and I wrap them just like you would a yarn. You know, put it in a circle, give it a little spin, put it in a circle, put it in a, give it a little spin, so you have a baseball or baseball string or just like a ball of yarn or whatever. It makes it easy to put up next year. If you're going around stuff and around stuff and around stuff, it makes it unravel nice and easy and fast. Stores easy, doesn't get tangled up. Kind of went off on that for a minute, but anyways, balls of yarn, that's what you guys need to be doing when you're storing your lights. If I get to a person's house and they got a whole bunch of mini lights and they're not in that form, I'll say, not even going to think about it. Because when I get them out, I'm going to have to do that first of all, so I'm putting added labor into it that I wouldn't have to before. So, okay. Which brings us right into removal and storage. And the first topic here is how to ball your mini lights. So we just discussed that. You know, when you're taking them down, just ball them up, put them nice and tight. I'd put like maybe 25 in a box or something, however many can fit, and just kind of like 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, 8 here, boom, get a couple levels, write 25 balls on it. Box it up, tape it up. Mrs. Croker's house, 2502 Shiloh or wherever she lives, and 25 balls of clear. Put it in your garage if you're storing lights for people. If she's storing them, put them in her garage. Yeah, make sure you label everything. If you're taking mini lights out, say this is for the tree on the right in the front yard. If you're taking down C9s, I would say when I take them down, I'd say mail in. This one was connected in the garage, and it goes from the right side of the house to the front porch. And then at the end of it, I would say this is the termination spot. Get some duct tape. Here, I'll use this. Say you got your cord. I'd get a piece of duct tape about 1 foot long. I'd put it on that thing, tape it over, tape it to itself, so you got a little tag now. Get a permanent marker, say, this is the finish line at the front door. Or since you got the mail in, I'd say, this is where we plug in the garage. And so you take that, wrap it up like a garden hose, take a little bit of the cord, just kind of give yourself a quick knot, and just throw it in the box right there with all the bulbs, clips attached, and everything. So next year when you pull it out, you unravel it, you read it, boom. This one goes over here, it ends over here. Okay, boys, get to town. Take the rest of it out. Okay, this goes over here, get to town. And it makes it real easy next year. When you're boxing stuff up, I don't go get Tupperware boxes like you get. Those are like $5 a piece, something like that. You save yourself a little bit of money. And sometimes they're more than $5 a piece. I'd save yourself some money and go get some cardboard boxes, just like you would for moving out of the house or whatever. You can go to the local hardware store and get you a whole bundle of the same size box. So you know what you got, you know how many can go in it. You're like, okay guys, 30 of those mini light balls go in this box, and they do it consistently. So you can always tell if at the end of the year you got 25 boxes, you know exactly how many mini lights you have to work with next year. So always use the same size box for everybody, and cardboard is the cheapest way to go. And they stack easier and nicer and all that good stuff. And for storage, don't store your boxes straight on the concrete because it will absorb moisture right into that box. Always put a pallet down. I got pallets all over the place in our warehouse, and never anything on the concrete. So, and we got, you know, if you can afford racks, man, hardware stores don't use racks for no reason, man. You can stack stuff real high. So, If you can go get yourself a rack, that's the best way to go as well. Wow, we blew through that one. Well, that's it for this session, guys. Next time we'll discuss online internet marketing and business software, and that's really where we like to shine. I got some great stuff for you guys. If you really want to dominate and get as much leads and run through the season as fast as you can, as easy as you can, I got some awesome stuff I want to talk to you about next time. Don't miss that session. And here's our disclaimer. Almost forgot it this time. Here we go. Big deep breath. There are risks with owning and operating your business. You are completely responsible for the operation of your business, including the pricing, collecting payment from customers, installation, quality control, and customer satisfaction. When your success depends on many variables, including but not limited to market forces, economic factors, level of competition in your geographic area, your pricing structure, and your business reputation. We do not guarantee your profitability or success, nor can we guarantee a minimum number of referrals or leads. So, you guys, come back. Don't miss the next session. I'm anxious to show you everything we have for you. It's going to make your business more successful. Thank you. My name's Tanner Maxson. This is Christmas Light Installer University, Session 3.